In today's video, we are going to explore Dalai Lama inspirational quotes on people, problems, and attitude. Although you may not always be able to avoid difficult situations, you can modify the extent to which you can suffer by how you choose to respond to the situation. An eye for an eye, we are all blind. Anger is the ultimate destroyer of your own peace of mind. Anger or hatred is like a fisherman's hook. It is very important for us to ensure that we are not caught by it. Choose to be optimistic, it feels better. Death means change our clothes. Clothes become old, then time to come change. So, this body become old, and then time come, take young body. Dissatisfaction is the seed of anger. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Follow the 3 R's, respect for self, respect for others, responsibility for all your actions. Generally speaking, if a human being never shows anger, then I think something's wrong. He's not right in the brain. Hard times build determination and inner strength. Through them we can also come to appreciate the uselessness of anger. Instead of getting angry, nurture a deep caring and respect for troublemakers, because by creating such trying circumstances they provide us with invaluable opportunities to practice tolerance and patience. If a problem can be solved, it will be. If it cannot be solved, there is no use worrying about it. If a problem is fixable, if a situation is such that you can do something about it, then there is no need to worry. If it's not fixable, then there is no help in worrying. There is no benefit in worrying whatsoever. If it can be solved, there's no need to worry, and if it can't be solved, worry is of no use. If someone has a gun and is trying to kill you, it would be reasonable to shoot back with your own gun. If you can cultivate the right attitude, your enemies are your best spiritual teachers because their presence provides you with the opportunity to enhance and develop tolerance, patience, and understanding. If you have peace of mind, when you meet with problems and difficulties, they won't disturb your inner peace. You'll be able to employ your human intelligence more effectively. But, if your mental state is disturbed, full of emotion, it is very difficult to cope with problems, because the mind that is full of emotion is biased, unable to see reality. So, whatever you do will be unrealistic and naturally fail. Many of our problems stem from attitudes like putting ourselves first at all costs. Open-minded people tend to be interested in Buddhism because Buddha urged people to investigate things, he didn't just command them to believe. Pain can change you, but that doesn't mean it has to be a bad change. Take that pain and turn it into wisdom. Real change in the world will only come from a change of heart. Remember that silence is sometimes the best answer. Remember that sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. Smile if you want a smile from another face. Some mischievous people always there. Last several thousand years, always there. In future, also. Someone else's action should not determine your response. Sometimes one creates a dynamic impression by saying something, and sometimes one creates as significant an impression by remaining silent. The best way to resolve any problem in the human world is for all sides to sit down and talk. The goal is not to be better than the other man, but your previous self. The period of greatest gain in knowledge and experience is the most difficult period in one's life. The true hero is one who conquers his own anger and hatred. The way to change others' minds is with affection and not anger. There are always problems to face, but it makes a difference if our minds are calm. There is a saying in Tibetan, tragedy should be utilized as a source of strength. No matter what sort of difficulties, how painful experience is, if we lose our hope, that's our real disaster. Through difficult experiences, life sometimes becomes more meaningful. Through violence, you may solve one problem, but you sow the seeds for another. To be aware of a single shortcoming in oneself is more useful than to be aware of 1,000 in someone else. To conquer oneself is a greater victory than to conquer thousands in a battle. To remain indifferent to the challenges we face is indefensible. If the goal is noble, whether or not it is realized within our lifetime is largely irrelevant. What we must do therefore is to strive and persevere and never give up. Too much self-centered attitude, brings, isolation. Result, loneliness, fear, anger. The extreme self-centered attitude is the source of suffering. True change is within, leave the outside as it is. Ultimately we have to change attitudes, not by law but by education. We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. When reason ends, then anger begins. Therefore, anger is a sign of weakness. When the heart is closed, it leads to fear, stress and anger. Nurturing the idea of the oneness of humanity has the effect of opening the heart. When we are caught up in a destructive emotion, we lose one of our greatest assets, our independence. When we meet real tragedy in life, we can react in two ways, either by losing hope and falling into self-destructive habits, or by using the challenge to find our inner strength. When you lose, don't lose the lesson. When you realize you've made a mistake, take immediate steps to correct it. When you talk, you are only repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. Where ignorance is our master, there is no possibility of real peace. With realization of one's own potential and self-confidence in one's ability, one can build a better world. You have to start giving first and expect absolutely nothing. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.